Welcome to Decorating My Home, where ordinary thrift store finds become extraordinary farmhouse treasures. Whether you've got a dusty attic heirloom or a curbside cast-off, today's video proves that a little creativity can transform the old into the stunningly new. From barn doors to broken ladders, we'll show you how to breathe life into forgotten pieces while saving money and reducing waste. Ready to turn clutter into charm? Let's dive in. Number 1. Barn Door Bench Reborn. Imagine transforming a weathered antique barn door into a stunning entryway bench. Sanding away years of grime reveals the rich wood grain, while a coat of whitewash highlights its rustic charm. Hairpin metal legs add modern contrast, and a gingham-patterned cushion brings cozy comfort. This piece isn't just functional, it's a conversation starter, blending history with farmhouse flair. Now picture this bench nestled in your sunlit foyer, flanked by mason jars holding fresh-cut wildflowers. The distressed paint pairs perfectly with vintage decor, while the sturdy frame ensures lasting use. Whether you're slipping on boots or displaying heirlooms, this upcycled treasure adds character and practicality to your home. Number 2. Window Pane Table. Repurpose a salvaged storm window into a chic coffee table that anchors your living room. The wooden frame, refreshed with a soft gray wash, frames the clear glass top beautifully. Beneath it, a lower shelf holds mason jars filled with wildflowers or vintage cookbooks, creating a curated display. This project turns discarded materials into a statement piece with timeless appeal. Set this table in front of a shiplap wall for a cohesive farmhouse vibe. The glass top protects cherished items like recipe cards or pressed flowers, while the frame's subtle texture adds depth. It's a reminder that beauty lies in giving old objects new life. No matter their past, they can shine again. Number 3. Ladder shelf upgrade. Take a forgotten wooden ladder and mount it horizontally to create a functional kitchen shelf. Whitewashing the wood softens its look, while galvanized metal buckets hang from the rungs to hold herbs or utensils. S-hooks add flexibility for hanging tea towels or measuring spoons, turning clutter into organized charm. This ladder shelf isn't just storage, it's a living herb garden and decor piece in one. Imagine basil and mint thriving in the buckets, their fragrance mingling with fresh-baked bread. It's a testament to how small spaces can become productive and beautiful with a touch of creativity. Number 4. Mason Jar Nightstand. A chipped wooden drawer becomes a whimsical nightstand with a coat of creamy chalk paint. Bun feet add elegance, while mason jars mounted on top hold candles or tiny bouquets. Inside, a vintage lace runner lines the drawer, protecting treasures like perfume bottles or handwritten notes. Place this nightstand beside your bed to enjoy the warm glow of Edison bulbs reflecting off the jars. It's proof that even the humblest thrift store finds can transform into something deeply personal. Every detail, from the distressed edges to the lace lining, tells a story of reinvention. Number 5. Hay Rack Planter. Breathe new life into a rusty hay rack by painting its frame sky blue and sealing the wood. Fill it with potted geraniums and ivy, letting vines cascade down for a lush garden display. Solar-powered fairy lights woven through the card add magic as dusk falls, turning a forgotten farm tool into a backyard focal point. This planter isn't just about flowers, it's a celebration of outdoor living. Wheel it onto your porch for seasonal arrangements or use it to grow vegetables. Its mobility lets you rearrange your space effortlessly, proving that practicality and charm can coexist. Number 6. Shutter Statement Headboard. Join two wooden shutters with hinges to craft a headboard that commands attention. A soft gray wash allows the wood's natural texture to shine, while faux lavender bundles tied with twine add fragrance and color. Lean it against the wall or mount it securely for a dramatic bedroom update. This headboard transforms your bed into a rustic retreat. The shutter slats create depth, and the lavender scent evokes calm, a perfect blend of form and function. It's a reminder that even architectural scraps can become a sanctuary centerpiece. Number 7. Pallet Potting Bench. A broken pallet becomes a gardener's best friend with a few simple upgrades. Sanding and staining the wood reveal its natural beauty, while a salvage drawer labeled seeds keeps essentials organized. A galvanized tin bucket holds soil, and a wrought iron towel rack adds utility without sacrificing style. This bench is where practicality meets charm. Use it to start seedlings in spring or pot holiday plants in fall. The visible wear on the wood tells a story of sustainability, inspiring you to make the most of every season. Number 8. Fence Panel Coat Rack. Turn a worn metal fence panel into a sleek entryway organizer. Painting it matte black creates a bold backdrop for wooden pegs and vintage brass knobs. A wire basket below catches boots, while the rack above holds coats and bags, merging industrial strength with farmhouse warmth. This rack proves that storage can be stylish. The contrast of black metal and warm wood feels intentional, not cluttered. It's a daily reminder that even the most utilitarian items deserve a second chance to shine. Number 9. Drawer Buffet Bar. Stack mismatched dresser drawers to build a bar cart that's uniquely yours. Painting them in neutral tones unifies the design, while casters add mobility. Top it with a reclaimed cutting board and vintage glasses for a chic serving station that doubles as decor. Roll this cart into your dining room for dinner parties or keep it in the kitchen for coffee and cookies. It's a tribute to thrifted treasures, showing how disparate pieces can come together in harmony. Number 10. Spool side table. An industrial wooden spool becomes a standout side table with minimal effort. Sanding rough edges and adding a glass tabletop creates a smooth surface for drinks or books. Wrapping LED strip lighting around its center casts a warm glow, highlighting the spool's rugged texture. Pair this table with a cozy armchair and knitted blankets for a reading nook. Its history as a utility object contrasts with its new role as a design element, embodying the joy of reinvention. In this video, we explored 10 inspiring ways to upcycle thrifted treasures into timeless farmhouse furniture, from rustic benches to herb-laced ladders. Each project celebrates sustainability, practicality, and the joy of giving old items new purpose. If you love these ideas, don't forget to hit like, subscribe for more DIY inspiration, and share your own thrift store transformations in the comments below. Together, let's make every home a haven of history and heart.